That's okay. You gave it a shot? Probably about 20 seconds.
It doesn't seem like it's broadcast. Are you picking it up? Oh, that's
About 20 seconds right there. Any minute now. About 25 seconds. About 30 seconds. Yeah, about 30 seconds. Yeah, so you can see it's pretty quality. Oh, that's right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Well, and then, yeah, so we're using that in school. So, yeah, most of the time it's PCI. We've always gone wireless, but we can go hardwired. So we thank you.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just left. She was in recovery for a good while. Now she's back in. I talked to her for a little bit. She went back in there for intestines and they get some scar tissues.
Hi, I'm Debbie Skates. I'm the principal here.
Oh,
How are you?
Hi, Captain Alani's.
Hi.
Captain Bowers.
Nice to
CID.
meet you.
Thank y'all very
for coming.
much.
Just want to let you know that if you have several speakers, we set up some chairs behind the table there for
I
you to sit.
appreciate this. I mean, I know it was, you have little tables and little kids.
Yes.
We didn't think about that.
Right.
So, but this
But
works.
that's okay because we put them on the benches.
This works.
And then we put, the other ones.
Oh, that's good. That's
I know that there's 6 schools in this general area that might attend, and so I'm hoping to get a good turnout so they can alleviate a lot of their fears.
right. And we'll try to do that and talk to them and kind of go over some stats of what's going on in
The
here.
things that happened that recently are not in our attendance zone. The little girl was in Hicks attendance zone.
Right.
So, and that's what I told my parents. But Cheryl's just got a lot.
And that's why we wanted to kind of focus on the neighborhood. We looked at the 2 schools. We thought about the other school. Said, hey, let's shoot for Fannin. Let's go to Fannin first, try it out. Just right down the road. We figured the community would probably come over. Either school would have been fine. So I'm
We
very
have a lot of kids who walk. Probably some of the parents walk because we don't have a lot more here.
okay. But thank you
We'll
for
see.
accommodating us.
If you need anything, just let me know.
Okay.
This is as low as we can get the air conditioning.
I think we're good.
Okay.
I think unless we had it completely packed in here, and luckily it's a nice day.
Yeah, and they have it set so that the lowest will turn to 70 because otherwise they freeze out.
Okay.
So we're stuck with that.
No, I think we're good.
Okay, and there's public restrooms right there.
Right
Two
across?
double doors. Yeah.
Okay, I'll make that announcement.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
Oh, when you got an email from you, when you know what's going on?
Make sure CID's there.
No, he's retired. Chief?
I don't know if I'll be in your way, but I'm thing for Lisa Gonzalez out of Moody. Oh, okay. And you helped me out on it. I took first place in that. Great. What was I saying? Oh, I took the ribbon and everything. Good to see you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Assistant Chief Jesse Garcia with the Corpus Christi Police Department. Okay, all right. I'm Assistant Chief Jesse Garcia with the Corpus Christi Police Department. On behalf of Chief Simpson, I'd like to welcome you to this meeting. And regretfully, he wasn't able to be here with us this evening. He's out of town today, but he is very much concerned with what is happening. Before we get started, I would like to introduce our Mayor, Nelda Martinez.
Thank you, Chief.
Can you all hear me without the microphone? Yes. Okay, because I have a pretty booming voice. Should I project it? First, what I'd like to do, if we could please have a moment of silence for the children that we recently lost, and for all the children that we have lost in the past. Thank you very much, and I'm also going to ask that you keep our wonderful, very capable first responders in your prayers as well as they're here today. Thank you. I love to hear that support because I know what they go through, not firsthand, but every single day, and I say this often, that they wake up every morning and they're not sure if they're going to come home or not. So they're about public service, about taking care of you, as well as my councilman from District 2, Chad McGill, who is here. Thank you very much, Chad, for being here. And let me tell you who would also be here if she could, is our Councilwoman Priscilla Leal. Thank you. So with that said, we're going to get moving because it's about listening to you. I have a commitment at the Omni Bayfront. It starts at 6:30, but I told them I was going to be late. So you'll see me leaving at 6:30. But what's important that we listen to you, and we also give you some guidance as far as how we can be proactive as a community, because you coming tonight speaks volumes about how much you care about these children, about your neighbors, about your families, and about this city. So thank you all very much. God bless you, and please be safe.
At this point in time, I'd like to introduce Captain Mike Alaniz. He's our Public Information Officer, and he will take it from here.
Okay, thank you very much first for coming out tonight. I know it's a very important topic, and it's on the minds of a lot of people, not only in the neighborhood, but in our community. So we wanted to reach out on behalf of Chief Simpson. He wanted to have a town hall meeting, and we are here today to hear you, like the mayor said, and get your thoughts and your feedback, and also kind of update you on what we have about what occurred, and also crime in and around the neighborhood. I'd like to introduce, at this time, we have a lot of staff here from our police department, and some of these young men and women will be speaking to you tonight. What we'd like for you, or we'd like to ask of you tonight, is we'd like to stay on the topic of what occurred on Cheryl Drive and the crime in and around the neighborhoods around here. When we start talking about animals and stray dogs and things like that, and if you're here to speak about that, we will listen to you and we will hear you. There are officers that are back in the back of the room here that will listen to those concerns. If you need to talk to us after the event, then that's fine. We will stick around as long as someone has a question for us. So, at this time, along the windows over here, we'd like to introduce a few people. The Assistant Chief for Criminal Investigation Division is Chief Mike Markle. The Captain who oversees the Detective Division, Captain Hollis Bowers. Okay. You've already met our Assistant Chief, J.V. Garcia. The Commander who oversees not only Charlie and Bravo District, but that is John Houston. A Lieutenant who oversees this district, Lieutenant Jamie Gray. The Captain of the district, Edward Shannon. The young lady we have with us is the Homicide Detective, Lieutenant Kelly Isaac. And then we have two of our gang supervisors, Donnie Mersing, Captain, and Lieutenant Brown, also with the gang unit. Also in the back, we have two of our crime prevention advisors, Joni Petita, Clifford Boast. These two, this young man, this young lady, if you'd like for them to come talk to you about security and safety in your home and what you can do to make your home safer, they have what we can share and what our police department can do for you. So feel free to speak to them. We also have these two gentlemen right here work in our public information office and put out all the information that you see that goes out to the media. These guys work 24/7. Officer Travis Pace right here. Officer Kirk Stowers, who's in the back, walking back over there. I'd also like to thank the school for allowing us to come here. It was the last minute. They said they opened up the doors for us, so thank you very much, ma'am. On that note, if you need to use the restrooms, they're right across the door, out that door and up that ramp. And lastly, our partners in crime, the CCISD police that are here to serve you, that work within the schools, and their crime prevention advisors as well, back in the back. So to get into the topic that most of you want to hear is going to be about somewhat of the information that we can share with you on the homicide that occurred on Cheryl Drive and the two lives that were lost on that day, the two young girls. At this time, Captain Hollis Bowers will speak just a little bit about that and what we can share with you.
I would like to thank Mike Alaniz for calling all of us young.
Thank y'all for coming out. This is a horrible tragedy. It's a horrible reason for us to have to get together this evening. We're going to share some information with you as much as we can from the criminal investigation side. I will have a disclaimer that there's not many details we can share about the ongoing investigation. So I will not be able to take any questions specific about the investigation. But there are a few things I'd like to share, and there's one really important message I would like to get across from our point. Is I will tell you first off the bat that from the criminal investigation side, from our ongoing investigation, this was not a random act of violence. This was a targeted house. I think that's important because I know everybody has fears. What if that happened to me? This is not random. I can certainly share that with you, and I want all that to put your mind at ease a little bit. The investigation, what we've released is that we believe multiple people were involved in this. We're certainly following multiple leads. I've got Lieutenant Isaacs back there's crew. She runs our robbery homicide, and I've got about 80% of the crew working on this crime right now. We are hoping and working hard towards coming to a successful conclusion to this as soon as possible. As soon as we do, of course, once we have that, we will release that and let everybody know. And we're working with the families that were involved in this to try to come to that conclusion. Thank you. Real quick, if y'all did not get to see the news today, Lieutenant Isaacs called me around 10:30 this morning, and she said that the families, the two families, the mom and the dad from each of the children, had reached out to Lieutenant Isaacs and wanted to come to the police department, talk to our public information office to get the media to our building because they wanted to speak to the media. And what they did was the two parents came up to our building. We invited all the media, and they were all there. And they spoke about their children. And they had pictures of their children. And what they did was they were pleading to the community and asking if anyone had information about the crime to please call. You can call our police department if you want to speak to us, 886-2840, or if anybody has information and wants to remain anonymous. And I can tell you that Crime Stoppers does work because I used to work in there. It's 100% anonymous. And really, money should not be a motivator to solve this crime. But Crime Stoppers will pay up to $1,000 in cash for any tip that leads to solving this crime. So if you know anything about it, if you know someone who knows something about it and wants to share that information with us, please, please call Crime Stoppers. And tonight when you see the news, you'll see the grief that the family is going through because of the homicides that happened this weekend. And if that doesn't really tug on your heartstrings and the emotions of those that are responsible, it needs to. And those that are responsible need to be held responsible. So that's what we're here, for. And we're asking for your help, and we're asking for anybody's help. Please come forward. At this time, we would like to talk a little bit about the crime in and around the area of your neighborhood. With that information, we kind of worked over that information since the crime occurred. When a crime occurs like this, a major crime in the neighborhood, we start looking at crimes to see if we need to look at homes in and or near around the community. And Captain Ed Shannon and his staff, our crime analysts, work on that, and they've been going through reports and trying to find what we can share with you and kind of set your mind at ease. Like Captain Bowers said, it was not random. It was not just some house that they picked. It was targeted. So we want to kind of talk about some of those crimes that have occurred in and around your neighborhood. So Captain Ed Shannon will share those with you.
As Captain Malney said, and Captain Bowers and the Mayor, thank you all for being here again. What a tragic reason that we're here today. But I did look at some crime stats for your neighborhood for this year, from January 1st until now. And what I can tell you about violent crime in your neighborhood is that we had 9 incidents of violent crime in your neighborhood. And every one of them, we had 8, not counting the one we're talking about tonight, and every one of those 8, it It was not random. The victim and the offender knew each other, with the exception of one, which was a bar fight on Gus Doors. So your neighborhood is not, we don't have any random acts of violence going on out there. We don't have anybody coming and just attacking people in your neighborhood. So I did want to put you at ease there. And as Captain Bauer said, this was not also a random act of violence. This house was targeted. So again, please don't live in fear. You know, I don't want you going home and thinking, you know, we're going to get attacked, because that's certainly not the case. There was some property crime in your neighborhoods. I looked at your residential burglaries, and you've had 3 in the year, which is not some high number. I mean, that's about normal for a neighborhood. You've had a couple of auto burglaries, and again, nothing astronomical. There was no red flags flying anywhere. The neighborhood is a decent neighborhood. Y'all have a pretty good neighborhood, and I think that speaks well for you, looking out for each other. And so that's what I would suggest that you continue doing. You can start a Neighbors on Watch program. Johnny in the back has information on that. And again, please keep us informed about what's going on in your neighborhood. If you do have a question for me, there's a microphone right back here, and I'd like you to, if you would, please step to the mic.